Welcome back to Moon Day Messages. How was your week? How was the energy? We are still in a very big portal of change, in a portal of discomfort. The eclipse is coming up, the eclipse that is closing out this portal, at least for this year. The next cycle of the same axis of eclipses is coming for us in March next year. But for now, that's going to be the last one on the 21st, 22nd. So, how do you feel? Let me know. I know it's a lot that is going on, and there is a lot of clarity that came in with the Mercury Cazimi as well. So, we'd love to know where you at. Before we go into this week's energy, you know the deal. These are the signs that this message is for you. We have 444-333-222. We have a blue ball. I actually saw a ball to play with, like a bigger one, like not like, a marble or something like that. And then mayflowers, papaya, and bones, a bone or several bones. And then the zodiac signs that are the signs that might be more impacted or identify more with that message, or maybe you're cross watching, is Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus, and Aries. Okay, the sun moves into gate 46, which is the gate of determination, which is in the G center, which is also called the identity center. The identity center, or G center, is the center that, if you have it undefined, it might be a little bit more difficult for you to step into your purpose, for you to figure out what it is that you really want. It is a little bit more difficult for you to be determined about what it is that you want, or be determined about figuring it out as well, because it feels like such a big task. If you have it defined, then you have a sense of where you're meant to be, what you're meant to be doing. You might not necessarily know exactly how to get there, but you know that that is your goal and that's where you want to be. So when you have it undefined also, you might feel a little bit like a chameleon sometimes, and you're being very influenced by how other people are navigating their life, and you feel like, oh, if that works for them, then maybe it works for me as well. Where I just want to give you the advice to, when you feel inspired by someone else, beautiful, be inspired, but go home and cleanse yourself and come back to your own energy and ask yourself, is that really what I want? Or was I just like inspired and felt what is right for that person, but it's not really right for me? Okay. So this energy is not just about your purpose and your direction in life and how to get there and navigating that energy through determination, but it's also very much connected to the physical body, to the love for your body. It also helps you by tending time and energy to your body and being a more healthier version of yourself, to then cause the energy to switch in a way so that serendipity can happen. So serendipity of being at the right place at the right time. And then also it is the energy of like realizing the sacredness of our physical existence. If you really think about like, how does it happen for us to be here? There has to be two people that feel for another to that extent that they are merging into each other. It has to be the right time for the body of the woman. It has to be somewhat of a DNA connection so that it happens. And then 9 months go by, if there's no interruption, and then you're going to be here, and then you are growing into the person that you're meant to be, because your soul decided that it wanted to experience life through the filter of you. So it kind of is sacred. It kind of is miraculous if you think about like how much has to be aligned for that to happen, right? So this energy is about nurturing your physical health as a foundation for overall well-being. What is it this week that is coming up for you where you can double down a little bit more? Maybe you are wanting to go more to the gym or work out a little bit more. It's very interesting to me because I just joined a workout challenge with a few women here in Bali. We are meeting twice a week, and then also 2 other days we are doing the challenge at home by ourselves. Today I chose to have an off day, but we meet tomorrow again. And it's very interesting with this week coming up now, with that energy coming up now, which I did not know that this is the next gate that we are moving into. So very interesting. So maybe something around those lines aligns with you as well. This energy is also very much about being fully present in your body to understand your identity and your connection to your intuition and to the world, so that you are able to guide yourself through the connection with your body, through the connection with your physical body and your intuition and the world as well, to your true place and purpose in the world, to be that missing link in the world that is necessary to fulfill what you need to fulfill, to not just step into your own purpose, but also to fulfill your purpose for humanity, right? So that is really what this energy is about. The identity center, the G center, I think is a very interesting center in the human design system, because it is the center that is kind of connecting the lower centers and the upper centers in the system, in the human design system. And it helps you to bridge the gap from all of the things that are in your body, that are happening in your body, with everything that is happening with your expression and the way you think and the way you perceive things. So that's why it is like a bridge from your inner world to the outer world. That's why it is a bridge of understanding, where do I have to be in this lifetime? What do I have to fulfill, not just for my sake and not just for my soul's evolution and for my happiness and for my fulfillment, but also to be the link necessary that is part of the greater good, the greater all of humanity. So since our intuition is one of the biggest things that helps us to understand what we're here for, to understand how to make decisions, to understand where to go from here and what to do, that is a very important center. So if you have never really looked into your human design and want to understand it better, I have capacity for human design readings right now. Please reach out. But then also your authority in human design helps you to understand how to make aligned decisions, which then also helps you to understand, what is my purpose? Where am I heading? What am I meant to be doing? Why am I here? So I find that center, the G center, the identity center, to be very important. And I feel like a few human design readers like go over this a little bit, because they focus more on, yes, your authority, which is important, and your strategy, how to navigate and co-create with life, and all of that is super important. That's like the foundation of human design, absolutely. But the centers are so important as well, to understand them, specifically the G center, specifically when you are still watching videos like this or similar videos, because you are still, or you still have a few question marks around, like, what am I here for, right? What am I supposed to be doing? Which is also why I have a signature offering that helps you to understand exactly that. So that's also something that you might be interested in. Please reach out. What else came through when I was channeling was that it is time for you to fight for what's right. Don't take any more disrespect. A few of you might actually connect with the saying that you are moving into your villain era, which is not really you being a villain. Usually what this term is used for is to explain a person, or explain the shift in reaction and boundary setting in a person after they have moved out of having a tendency of people pleasing, and now they're actually setting boundaries, and now they're actually taking care of themselves. But it kind of feels like to other people, ooh, why are you so cold all of a sudden? Why are you behaving like this all of a sudden? Why do you say no so much more now? Why do you set boundaries so much more now? Like you are not the same person anymore. This is really what this energy is about, because you're just over it. You're just over the disrespect. You're just over how people are treating you after you really was just like try to be a good person in their life. So that might be a thing that is coming up for you right now. What is super, super important when it comes to that is that I need you to find a way to regulate emotions before you act. Don't act before you regulate your emotions. Don't act out of reactivity. Don't act out of a trauma response, but take a moment before you act, because this is how you find a way to come back to your true self, to who you are, your identity center, to your energy, and then react to whatever potentially disrespect thing has just happened, to not act out of your character. Don't let anybody push you over the edge and lower your energy to theirs. Okay, that's basically what this is about. Also, some of you might want to go into a new diet or have a detox or fast, and Spirit is saying yes, please do that. Specifically, still in that eclipse season energy, it's very, very helpful to become a clearer vessel, to receive downloads, to receive understandings, to receive clarity, to receive knowingness around what next steps to take. Okay, so please, if that is something that has come up for you, go for it. Spirit is very, very much affirming that energy, and it might have actually been an ancestor or a spirit guide of yours that gave you that message to that you want to, refrain from something specific that you have been eating, or not just necessarily also what you consume when it comes to food, but also refraining from social media or Netflix, or maybe smoking, maybe whatever. Like, there's something health related, mental health or physical health, that you want to change and that you want to do, and Spirit is like, yes, let's go, let's do that. Okay, let's see what the oracle deck has to say. What is it that we need to know about this week's energy, Spirit? What is it that we need to know right now? What is it that needs to come through for us this week? Okay, thank you. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So the first card that came out is abundance. So abundance is very much on the way. The only thing that is blocking that is that you don't allow yourself to feel the feelings that you need to feel. The only thing that is blocking your abundance from coming in is that you might have had a fallout, or someone was projecting something onto you, and you have not allowed yourself to feel through the emotions yet. We also have the patience card, and then right after that we have Woods in reverse, which is the energy around regulating your nervous system, which is exactly that. As long as you are not regulating your nervous system, it will take longer for the abundance to come in. It will take longer for you to get out of this loop. On the bottom of the deck, we have the loop in reverse. You are stuck in that loop as long as you do not allow yourself to feel through the things that you need to feel through, and then also regulate your emotions while feeling through it, because you can get stuck in the feeling part as well. You need to feel it to release it. You need to feel it to heal it. But then you need to find a way to regulate your emotions as well. You need to regulate your nervous system as well. And then the last cards that flew out were 4 together, which is mountains, curiosity, community, and overthinking. So I also want you to understand that there might have been a conversation that is still coming for you, that still needs to happen, which is maybe even with someone that you are very close with, or have been very close with, like in your community, and you have been overthinking of how to approach that conversation. You have been overthinking of how to make that happen, what to say exactly, when is the right timing to do so, specifically because the energy right now is very, it's a lot, right? But this is an important conversation for you to have, because it's either you projecting into the situation, and then you will get clarity by having that conversation with that person, or that person is projecting things onto you and it's time for you to get out of that connection. It's time for you to let go of that connection, or you need to have the conversation to actually be like, hey, I do not appreciate the way you handled that. Okay, it is important for you to be open, not necessarily curious, but be open about new ways of approaching that connection, but also new ways of approaching how to have that conversation with that someone. Maybe it needs to be in a different way than you usually handle conversations like this. This is why the overthinking is happening. And maybe you need to talk to a trusted person first in order for you to be able to know, like, that's the way I should approach this. You know, like, yeah, you're overthinking too much about this. And this connection, this conversation that is pretty much still in the way of also your abundance, because you are feeling a lot about this, and you are not regulated enough yet to have that conversation. Okay, so like, what is it that you can do that helps you to regulate yourself enough to have that conversation, get it over with, to get out of the loop, to receive this more stability, more abundance, not necessarily just financial abundance, but maybe also that, but more abundance in all sorts, like more opportunities, things that are flowing better, because you're occupied so much because you're overthinking too much about that connection that is not in alignment anymore, that you do not allow yourself to get out of this loop. The next card on the bottom of the deck is Desert, which is action step, and then we have the end of a cycle. Okay, so really that is that kind of energy. Like, you need to have that conversation, get it over with. Maybe it's also a conversation with yourself. Okay, Spirit says it's definitely with someone else for most of you. The number of people that have to have a talk with themselves, like a one where you look in the mirror and be like, bitch, we have to do this, is a very low number. I feel like most of you actually have to have a conversation, and I feel like it's more personal. I don't think that it's business. It might be both. It might be maybe a friend that you do have a business with, or that you were thinking about having a business with, but it's more so a friend or a family member for most of you. Okay, that is what is blocking you right now, so go ahead and make that happen. I'm proud of you. You got this. Thank you for showing up. Please comment, like, subscribe, send it to a person that can benefit from this. We're still growing this channel. Every subscription, like, comment, share is helping me to do this. I'm really trying to show up, and that's an easy way for you. If you can't or don't want to support financially, that is an easy way for you to support me in growing this. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here, and I see you next week.